My name is Emily May, and I'm the Executive Director of HollaBack. Street harassment was my own personal experience. We started HollaBack because I was angry. I was pissed off. I was tired of walking on and feeling weak. When I would yell at guys, the situation would escalate, the police didn't care, and we thought, why don't we do something about this? Why don't we start to share our stories? Why don't we start to document what's happening to us so that we can really bring awareness to this? And we came up with HollaBack, and as an activist, I'm always trying new and different things, and HollaBack was just something that worked. I think when I was street harassed, I really thought that to be a strong woman, it meant that things like street harassment didn't hurt. And I also thought, maybe it's my fault for wearing this, that, or the other. Maybe it's my fault for living in a city. And I really blamed myself for a long time. And, I almost think that it's the importance of telling our stories is that one of the things about street harassment is that once we hear other people sort of admitting to it hurting, then it's just like this release. Holly Curl's book, Stop Street Harassment, says that 99% of women experience harassment at some point during their lives. And that's epidemic proportions. If 99% of people got swine flu at some point in their lives, there would be utter and complete chaos. And yet gender-based violence and street harassment are just the kind of thing that we are taught to accept it and to keep going and to pretend like it doesn't matter. We want to end it. And to do that, we have to build awareness, and we have to shift the power dynamics that make it okay. We have to show that when you harass somebody because you think they're alone and you think they're vulnerable, in fact, they're not alone and they're not vulnerable, because they're, ideally in the world that we want, there are people on the street too that are going to have their back, and then all of a sudden it's not just this lone woman walking down the street. It's really a whole community that you're trying to take on when you street harass somebody. I left my well-paying full-time job to do this without pay. It makes me phenomenal. Although now I'm getting paid, thank God. But I left my full-time job with just my tax refund. I don't know. I think that's what makes me phenomenal.